All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Thank you for being here today. It is Sunday, end of the weekend-ish. I hope you have plans for the rest of the day. I hope you're doing well. Good morning, Mayo. Thank you for being here. Today, working on another theme bend Star Wars ship in a classic space style. I've already started most of it. I got excited about this one. I'm going to be excited about all of them, honestly. But I had free time yesterday, so I cranked through most of it. But I thought I'd save some for today, so you can see a little bit of working in studio before we make changes, and the process of putting it up on Rebrickable. If that's of any interest to you, that's what we're going to be doing today. So again, thank you for being here. I hope you're doing well. Let me know what you had for breakfast. Let me know what your plans are the rest of the day. And we'll just kind of crank away on this. So here is the B-Wing. This is set 7505. And it is, I don't remember if this is the newest one, or if there's another. I think there's a newer one. I'm gonna look at Rebrickable really quick while we're doing this, or Bricklink. So it looks like this is the latest one. I wish the years would sort by, I think if I do it in brick set, it'd be better, because that'll give me the years. So how are y'all doing today? I hope you're doing well. I hope you got some good things going on in your world. So I type in B-Wing on my search on Brickset, and it says year released, and the first one is the Philosopher's Stone. So Lego Advent Calendar, there was a B-Wing, there's a Polybag, 2019. So the latest, this is the latest B-Wing. It's from 2014. I feel like B-Wing has, I think they're probably going to get another set with the upcoming Ahsoka season 2 coming out. I'm shocked that they didn't do something with Skeleton Crew, because Skeleton Crew had a really good B-Wing moment in it. So yeah, so we'll get working on this. So I'm up to bag 5. So I've got most of the body done already. You can see all the really cool way they've done this intake valve right here. Some of the angles on that. These are just rotated parts on some Technic pins and a Technic plate, which I always forget about in terms of like making things rotate. I always forget about this trick. So the only thing I'm not really happy about at the moment is how this section has like a big gap right here. I don't like that there's nothing filling that. I think if I were to go back and put something in here, I would, you know, put in a couple slopes or something in there to make it fit a little better. But, you know, such as it is. I've got some cockpits, some canopy windscreens already lined up to see which one will replace this one. The ship that I'm trying to go with for its comparison would be this Blacktron II ship. I don't think this, I'm trying to remember if this had a name. 6981. Aerial Intruder. So Blacktron 2 is basically an extension of Blacktron. Blacktron and Futron came out. I feel like the story went, Classic Space was around, Then Futron came after that as sort of an advancement on classic space. And then there were bad guys, the Blacktron group, that broke away from the idealistic world of Futron. And in the process, they had to also then create Space Police. And to combat Space Police 1, they made Blacktron 2, bigger and badder bad guys. Then followed up by Space Police 2, which were then sort of around to combat Blacktron 2. And I think that's as far as they went for adversarial themes in space sets, because after that it was Explorians and UFO and insectoids and like other stuff that was like a theme but not really anything pitted against each other. Ice Planet 2002, M-Tron, all those, they didn't really have like a counterpart to them. I think maybe the Explorians and the insectoids were probably a little bit of an antagonistic. I'm not really sure. I have to go read up on some of the lore, because there is some lore involved in this. It's not a lot, but it's, you know, back of the napkin lore, I feel like. So we're just working on the wings right now. As soon as we get the wings done, we can start in, and there's not many pieces left. You can see I've taken up most of this, and a lot of this is also for this set's sort of ancillary, actually not a lot in here for that. Sometimes these sets come with the B-Wings previously to this one came with little, like, they didn't trust the ship enough. They needed some playability, so they always brought in a little tool cart and a little mechanic, so the plane or the ship could land and then get fixed up and added torpedoes to it, and then it could take off again, right? They didn't trust that a kid would have another spaceship to fly around and shoot at. And I always thought that odd, because I never really wanted to build the ancillary stuff. I always just wanted to build the spaceship. Yeah, they were really fun. Like, up until the late 90s, that was a good solid run of Lego themes, I thought. Like, overall. I'm glad I was around for that time when they were able to do that. And I got most of them. Like, I don't think I got Unitron, and I don't think I got a lot of Explorians. I did get, I remember getting a few Spirius, one or two Insectoids, and oddly enough, my brother got all the Blacktron sets, and I got all the Futron sets. And then after that, like, I got all the Space Police and Space Police 2 and Blacktron 2, and I kind of stopped after that, because that was beginning to be my dark period, my dark ages. I was finding out that I needed to save money for things that I wanted, like going to the movies. I was starting to drive, so gas in the car, that kind of stuff. Because beforehand I was riding my bike to the mall to pick up the latest Lego set, and that's kind of not what I wanted to do anymore with my life. So the later classic space themes kind of went by the wayside. Because of that. When I graduated high school in 91, the fact that I had any sets post 91, you know, and it was kind of one of those where I felt like, and this is, thank goodness for Lego user groups, adult fans of Lego groups, that allows people like that to kind of come out of the woodwork and come out of the closet and be happy with being, you know, building and sharing their creations and stuff. Because even mid 90s, like, if I told somebody I was going to go to the store and buy some Lego, they'd be like, "You're going to do what? Why?" And I'm like, well, you know, and I was I had a bunch of Legos still in my apartment, and oh, this needs to go here. So I missed out on a little bit of it. I may go back and try to get some of them, but I don't have any of them still together. I don't have any of the classic space stuff still together, with the exception of my little XT5 Android. It's a little guy in like this little space scooter. It's a little classic Benny spaceman, and the little droid that goes with it. Still have those. That's it. I probably have the parts around here to do the builds for everything. Like I may want to redo the monorail at some point. But I don't like have them all together, like built and stored in bags or boxes somewhere. This is a part that I'm looking forward to getting a Blacktron II logo on here. These big orange circles on the B-Wings are always sort of iconic to the ship itself. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I'm guessing it's like a symbol for like the Vorpal, or what? Who designed the B-Wing? Vorpal is the sword. It's like Verpal something. They're like an insectoid kind of race that designed the B-Wings and the Arc 70 or the Arc 170, all the weird looking ships, the asymmetrical, angular, lots of mechanical parts, moving parts. That was them. That's who made those. All right, now here's the part where I'm going to try to, actually I'm not going to rotate this wing or the build. I'm just going to put it on here and be done with it, because I'm going to replace this hull anyway. There was another monorail set, a space monorail set after the Futron set. It was, I think that was Unitron, maybe Explorians, one of the two. There was the only other one that had a monorail that used the same kind of mechanics and the same track. There was a city one too, but I don't think I got that one. I basically got the Futron monorail, and then there was an accessory pack that came with it. And I honestly don't remember if my parents got the accessory pack for me too, for Christmas, birthday, whatever it was. I think it was Christmas. Or if I got that on my own later. Either way, I had enough track to make a pretty decent, because there was the original track that was just the set, and it made a fine loop, right? It was okay. And then you get the accessory track and you can make it a little bigger. So the basement of my parents' house had a pool table with a ping pong boards on it, so we could play ping pong or take them off and play pool. I have no idea how that pool table got down there, honestly. It was massive. It must have been taken apart to be put down there. But it made a great, because nobody was really using it. And then my dad and mom split up. And my mom had a sewing room in the basement that they fixed up a room in the basement and made it her sewing room. But then when my dad moved out, it kind of turned into, you know, my mom had her own room. She could kind of do whatever she wanted, wherever she wanted. So that room became my room. So I literally lived in my mom's basement. Did I do this right over here? I did not do this right. This needs to slide backwards. knew I wasn't going to be able to take all of it with me. But then I used the pool table / ping pong table board to do a big setup of all my classic space stuff. So I had the monorail going around the whole table. I had some stuff hanging from like the I-beams in the ceiling, big metal I-beams holding up the house. So it was hanging all the flying ships. I had a bunch of extra like crater plates from when we did have classic space stuff. Got some styrofoam and made some bigger craters and moonscapes and whatnot. It was a pretty good setup. I was pretty happy with it. And my brother's Blacktron was involved. Like he had it down there too, but when he moved out a little early. There's some contention there, but when he moved out and moved in with his girlfriend at the time, and I stayed in the house. I was going to college, and at one point I stayed in the house, and oh wow, I'm missing something somewhere. Anyway, I took a lot of that down because the house needed to be shown. So we didn't really have... Oh, I'm missing a ton of these. And one of these. All right, so... and one of these. What the heck? Wow. Interesting. All right, well, I'm going to put this all together. And I'm going to see what I'm missing. Because I feel like I shouldn't have this many extra. So what happens too is like some of these are printed. And it might be that these were printed pieces. And they just gave you extra instead of replacing it. Oh, that's why. So there's this. That's at least one of them. But in all these... I can't have missing all these. That's wild. All right, I'm going to look at this real quick. So rotate this up. They're going to be floaty a little bit. Rotate this guy. It's supposed to move on its own, but I don't trust it to move on its own. Okay. These guys open up. All right. So let's look at the completed version. I don't think I'm missing anything. Like, this is one thing that infuriated me about some of the sets, some of the space sets from... Is it a technical difficulty? What a technical difficulty? Am I not... Is something wrong with the broadcast? Can you hear and see me? One thing that upset me a lot about the early, and this was 2014, so this wasn't early Star Wars, but I think they were still kind of figuring everything out. And I get it for the B-Wing. You want to make it really thin. It's got this cross section that is very thin, right? It's the blade wing, the blade of this wing. It looks like a big blade, hence the B. But what upset me the most is there was all this work done on one side, and there's nothing done on this side. Very little done on the other side, right? And I think it was because they weren't really concerned about it looking super great in comparison to the real thing. They wanted to make it as close as possible, but given the amount of parts, they wanted to make it affordable and playable and all this kind of stuff. So I get it, but at the same time, there's no reason this had to be built face up, right? It could have been done face up twice and put together rather than the whole thing so you can turn it. So there's a bottom here, right? There's this side's the good side. This side is the bad side, right? It's built differently on both sides, and that's not how this ship is built. You can see this is different right here. Comparatively, there's nothing similar over here. It just makes it look not great. Like I would rebuild this in so many different ways. Like I don't know why this is here like this. It just looks weird, right? But maybe the ship is built like this. I just don't think it is. So right now I'm just going through and looking to see if I'm missing. I am missing something down here. There's at least one tile that I'm missing. Cut that. Put this on here. So that takes care of that. I think a couple of these are printed. So that would explain why some of these are extra, because I don't see them anywhere else. I don't see these guys anywhere else in here. And honestly, it doesn't really matter. This is going to all change. These guys shouldn't have been, I thought these guys were stickers. So I don't know why I have extra of these guys. So there's a part list down here we can check. It says there should only be 3 of these. So at some point, these got doubled up, and I don't know why. When you import the model, it says, do you want to replace this with this? Because this printed piece doesn't exist in our database, but we can give you the standard piece. So it's like, okay, cool. So I'll use that. But I think instead of replacing them, they just added them. Yeah, and this whole piece here, this piece is concerning why it doesn't. I don't even see where that's supposed to go. Oh, it's supposed to go back here. I bet there's a printed, I bet that's a printed ×1. No, that's it right there. That's just that piece. It could be just a bad import too. Actually, this is different. This is curved. Nope, it's straight. Never mind. Okay. So these I don't need. These I don't need. I think these may be, so the weapons we don't need. This we don't need. Look at the original, because it doesn't have like, I'm looking at the original bag. So that's a gun. I'm looking at what they gave to the minifigures. See if I'm, because these nozzles I feel are important, but I didn't see where to put those. And I'm not seeing it on the image anywhere. Oh, there it is. I do see them. All right, that accounts for all that. Didn't see these initially when I was putting it together. Cool. All right, that should be it. Like, again, like I said, I don't need these guys. These are the spring-fired lasers. I think these are reprints, and I don't know why this is in there. So that should be it. Okay. I'm going to keep it upright like this. It's going to screw with how we remake it, but I kind of want to keep it upright like this so I can kind of see what the whole thing looks like. Make sure it gets centered there. All right, cool. So now we get to the fun part. So I'm going to save this. Actually, I'm going to delete these and I'm going to save this because I'm going to upload this to Rebrickable. So there's a model of it. So if we come in here and do 75050, here's the B-Wing. One last look. Make sure I got everything. Nothing looks weird. Yeah, it just feels like I'm... That's a really good shot right there. Right above this part. Nope, that's all good. It's all good. I guess that's all right. All right. So on these on Rebrickable, they also do just sets. You can find a set in here, and it's a good place to go to say, okay, well, where is this set also existed? Like if there was a collection of stuff, what's the inventory of it? Where are the instructions for it? Alt builds, like if somebody's done an alt build of this, or modifications, and then there's models, and this is newish. To where usually when you download a model into Studio, you I just realized I know two people building B-Wings right now. Interesting. Usually if you import into an official set into Studio, it nulls the parts out. They're all laid out, kind of organized and stuff, but just flat. And then you have to go through and build it in the software, which I never understood. Like, you have the capability of doing this. Why just put it out there flat like that? But in terms of, that's a lot of man hours, right? It's easy enough to say, here's all the parts, just put them on the build plane in order of how they appear in the list of parts, right? So that's fine. But now Rebrickable has done this thing where if you are a good Samaritan, you can submit a model. So I'm going to submit 7505 B-Wing. It'll take the image file from a thumbnail. And I will say no mini, whoops, no mini figures, stickers, or printed parts. replacements suggested by studio were used. And that's it. You don't get any awards, you don't get any points, you don't get anything for doing it. But now, if somebody wants to go download this, they can come over here. That's a bad thumbnail. Can I edit the thumbnail on it? It doesn't matter. They can open this fully built into Studio, so very excited about that. It's a good thing. So now what we're going to do is turn it into this. We're going to turn it into the aerial intruder, and I picked this one because it's roughly the same amount of pieces. There's this big Blacktron windscreen here that we're not going to be able to use, which is kind of a tragedy. I was trying to think of another vehicle that we could do this with, and the only one I could think of was maybe the snow speeder or an A-wing, and I've already done those, so I don't want to redo anything. But it also has a lot of these black plates. It kind of, if you tip it on its side, it kind of has a B-wing looking thing. Has a bunch of interesting thrusters on it. So let's keep going with this. So I'm going to put these guys back over here. And now we're going to save this as B-wing Blacktron 2. So the first thing I want to do is we're going to replace this canopy. This canopy doesn't exist in that color, and it doesn't even exist in that this color in that shape. So I did a search already for, these are the canopies that exist. You can see there's no conflict over here with the trans neon green, and that's a critical part of Blacktron, is the trans neon green parts. I may also try to find a different place to put some trans neon green in here. We'll just have to see. Again, I don't want to do 100% only pieces from this era, but it'd be better if we did. But I think some curved slopes, because I don't think curved slopes were in existence at this point, would be okay. Newer brackets would be okay. 1x5 plates would be okay. You know, that kind of thing. So we're going to do our best with some of this stuff. But the first things first is the canopy. Now, I still want it to rotate. So also, the easiest thing for us to do is go through and replace all the gray with black, all the dark gray with white. There's a color validator here. So what I'd like to be able to do is get it all at once, but I don't know if I can do that without breaking up all the submodels. But we can start. And the black stuff we're going to have to replace as well. So let's work on the canopy first, because I'm going to replace some parts, obviously. So of all of these, I think the two closest candidates are these two guys. But we also want it to be able to open. Now this opens from the front, and this kind of has like a closed back. So this also might be a good one, because we can have it open from the front. But it doesn't. Because this rotates, it doesn't have anything to rotate against here. Actually, the rotating part is in the back, so we can do whatever we want. How wide is this? That's the other thing. Is this a 4 wide? See, excuse me. Whatever we do, this one has some merit because it collapses down on the front a little bit. It's actually not too bad of a fit, but we'd have to figure out how to get it to open from the front, and there's no attachment points. This is a very kind of useless... Oh wait, maybe there is attachment points. They're very slight. Can we attach anything to that? Let's turn this back to... I'm going to change this to white so we can see it. Make sure this isn't turned on because we want to see every part available. So that actually fits. I'm going to go real quick because I think I have a couple of these. I want to go make sure that it actually has a good clutch power. So if we put a hinge or something on this to open it, it actually works. And wouldn't you know it, I don't have that piece. Commander Gree, hello, how are you? Thank you for being here. So I'm going to go on faith that this actually works. I'm going to dig a little deeper. I have 2 drawers that have different, either transparent or solid windscreens and canopies and stuff. So I think this is going to be our best bet because it tapers off to the front. And I don't have to really use a whole lot of different things. So let's figure out. So I'm going to get rid of the rest of this. What's going on with you today, Commander Gree? So we're going to get rid of this. And it's just going to have to be a hinge in here to hold that in place. So we're going to I'm going to put it in here just to see where it sits. So it should sit up there pretty good. Maybe a little forward. And we can fill in whatever is behind it. I feel like I can lower it a little bit onto here. Like that. So that should fit pretty good. I also may not even care that the canopy opens. I could put a little like hinged piece in here and open this up, open the top of it, and just say that's how he gets in and out. That's actually, I think, a good idea. I think we'll do that. So now that we got our canopy sorted, which is the big part, what I'm going to do is now go through each section of this. And again, gray for black, dark gray for white. I've already got ideas for the thrusters back here because these have got these very classic white thrusters here. So we're going to use that a lot. These guys down here, these thrusters right here are going to replace these big things right here. Although they're not going to be as big, so I may have to double them up. This also acts as a way for a lot of these sections to connect. So this is a big Technic frame in here. So I'm going to have to be careful about how I replace these guys. I don't want to replace anything structurally that's going to compromise how it all works together. And this was kind of the same with the AT-AT. Oh, I didn't show you guys this. So I posted this, but I didn't show you because I just kind of built it. This is the Space Police. This is the TIE Interceptor Space Police. This was relatively easy because most of the TIE Interceptor is black. Most of Space Police is black. So it just became a matter of replacing everything on the TIE Interceptor that was gray with blue, but also making some decisions about dark gray and all that kind of stuff. So fiddly bits with some grays and dark grays and pins and things like that. But for the most part, I think this worked out well. What I want to do is, let's do this real quick because it's on my mind. We'll come back to this in just a second. We'll go ahead and save this. Space Police always came with those little jail pods. Police jail pod. I want to build one of those. See if it'll just show one of those. Oh, that's probably the best we're going to see of it. I think I can work with it that way. I think these are panels back here. Yeah, I think I got it. All right. So I want this to hold 2 jail pods on the back. I think that'd be fun. Interestingly, when the jail pods are put in some of the classic space ships, they're put in sideways. So like the prisoners are laying down or like laying on their back or laying on their side. They're like, we don't care, whatever. All right, so this is going to be an inverted slope. Slope inverted. And it's going to be one of these chuckleheads in blue. Okay. And then modified plate. Commander Gree, what is your what's your latest Lego build obsession MOC? Are you sorting? Allergies are so bad here lately. Everybody is having problems. Brick. You sorting, you buying, you building, you reorganizing, you doing anything fun? Getting ready for any cons or anything? I know these guys exist in black. Put these guys here. I made you instructions for this now. So we'll do a plate. By 4 black. I know a few cons are still out there. Panel. This may be a window. Let's look at some instructions. Let's see if I can get instructions. Oh, they don't have them here. Interesting. That is not... Oh, that's not the same thing. What am I looking at? Thank you. Okay, so... Oh, we also have a tile in there. This is what instructions used to be, man. I like these. Nothing wrong with these, right? You can tell what's going on with them. I think this chat window's a little oddly big. I'm gonna make it a little smaller. Let me know if that's too small. And for those of you on TVs or whatever, I think it just took up a lot of real estate. All right, so tile, black tile in here. I should have all these pieces because I had a lot of these pods were ubiquitous. It was a window pane, so window. I can type. I think it was. Good Lord. So I don't know what the problem is here, but I want to go back to this. So then the very next time when I do this, that should be the last one. For whatever reason, it jumps around a lot. Okay, so probably this one, because it looked like it had holes in it. And then compatible bricks, we should be able to get a window pane in here, and that should be trans red, and this should be blue. Bleh. So this is what we want here. And I think this is a panel instead of a brick because they have air tanks, and if you just put a guy in here in air tanks, you need a little bit clearance back there. Mod plate. In black. Regular plate. Two tiles. Another tile down here in black. Give myself a little room to work here. All right, this is the tricky part. Hinge plate. 1x4 plate with teeth. Teeth. Hinge. Yeah, it's not going to show up. So I don't know what... Oh, this is a 1x4 tile. 1x4 tile hinge. Yeah, that guy. Compatible bricks. It should be this guy. Both in blue. Put him up there. 2 plates. Blue or black? Blue. Okay, and then we get, oh, what is this thing called? Is it a roll bar? No, it's 1x6. Maybe tube? Bar? Yeah, there we go. And then round plate. And trans red. And then antenna. The rounded antenna. Put up in through here. Are you not? Oh, this is that's solid underneath there. Okay, so this is 1x6 bar. One of these has open all the way. Yeah, that's the one I need. Didn't realize there were 2 of them. Delete. Put that guy in there. Trans red. Paste. I think all these can be lowered. Put it in here and see what it looks like. Perfect. All right, so there's your, oh, and I need a tile on top. So this is your little classic space police jail cell that usually got clipped into the, yeah, I screwed that up too. This isn't a single plate. This is one of these. And then a plate. They usually got clipped into the hooks of the Space Police, the big ships. And I don't remember how they hooked in, now that I think about it. Okay, so just in tiles. That'll make it easier because I think we can do, I think we can clip them into tiles on the back. So we're going to group this and we're going to see what kind of size this has, because it may be too big for the pontoons back here, but oh, that would be sweet. Look at that. Imagine if it fit just like that. That would be amazing. So we can adjust the back end of this a little bit to make sure it fits. And create a hook thing on the back end of this to make sure it fits. So what is causing it not to fit here? I don't know what these are for. I think they're supposed to go there. Yeah, I don't know what that extra bit's for. So I'm gonna get rid of that. So that should free up some room. I almost feel like if we just stick these on without this tile in the front. Like, you could just wedge these in here. It's not bad, really. I'd almost want it to be the other way, like this, but I don't know how to get these to attach that way. I have to figure out how to flip the studs. There's also like this. Which way do those hooks go? So I put this up here like this. How far in could I get those tiles to be? Yeah, that would get in the way there. Right there. A little higher maybe. And back a bit. So this is as close as I could get there. I could extend this a little bit to be able to hold them. That's actually not bad. That might be the easiest. The absolute easiest was would be to just stick them on the insides of the wings like I did, but that means that they would like flap open and stuff. First Space Police livery was the best. Yeah, they were really good. I really like these. Those are really slick. I still have quite a few of these, so a lot of these aren't going to be a problem getting the minifigs for, but the later ones like Unitron and Explorians and Spirius, it really depends on Spirius. I had a couple Spirius sets, but I think I had like the robot ones, because there were a couple ones that had like robot people in them. I like this because of ease of being able to slide them in and out, so we're just going to do this. So in order to make these guys fit in there, it needs a tile. And I'll need to extend this back end a little bit to have it fit, which won't be too bad. So the problem being they fit better over a single tile, which is going to be hard to pull off on the underside of something. So let's work on making this work over here. So it's going to be in the middle. Oh, I don't want to change the whole thing yet. I'm going to release this. Can I release that? Thank you. Now this shouldn't change everybody's because I've released it. Okay, this is just experimental. Okay. So in order to slide in this way, we'll need one up here. I think I'm going to make rails going all the way back. So this needs to go away. This will need to be extended. So this will need to be a, what is this, 4x6? So we go 6 by, can we go 6 by 6 plate? that work? Yes. Okay. So then pull this guy out, pull this guy out, because I wanted that same back end over here. Tile. This is fun. I like doing this. It's good times. This is kind of what I like best about studios, being able to like get an idea out of your head really quickly. 6 by 10. Do we have another 6 by plate? 6 by, what did I extend that to? 6 by 12. Plate in black. Do they make them in black? They do. Delete that. Put this guy in here. What's getting in the way here, kids? This, just a single plate. What is that in there? 2 by 2 plate. So we'll do a 2 by 6 plate. Can't see in here. So this will go here, and then 2 by 6 plate here. In whatever, lime, like it doesn't matter. Let's do dark gray again, because that seems to be okay. And then this was white, so we'll put that on there. And then we'll need to cover this. Let's greeble this back here a little bit. Let's finish this off up here. Alright, so we've extended the back end. These can also be 2 by 6s. Oh no, it's a 5. Okay. So that's 3. We can get rid of the 3s and do 2s and 4s. Or 2 and 1. That's blue. We're gonna do one of these guys. There. And then I'm gonna do this. And then 2 more of these. Good. Okay, cool. That looks good. I do like the first Space Police. It's just a spin-off Futron, and I think the Futron aesthetic was probably my favorite. It still had the cross, the diagonal shape of the spacesuits. It had the multicolored characters. Still had air tanks and visors, still classic space looking, but just new enough. I do like that. I like the Futron sets a little more, but I do think in terms of minifigures, I'd have to say the Ice Planet minifigures were my favorite. I think the white, black, and blue with the neon orange accents, probably the best there was. Right, so this needs to go in here like this. So we're going to do a rail here, another rail here, can even do it closer together. If we wanted to do 4x5, but they have to be spaced evenly. Plates, plate, 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 plates. 2x4. Ooh, the new 1x5. Can I do a 1x3 in between these? Does that math work out? It does? Cool. Except I want there to be a tile in there. You know, it'd be a neat new plate is a 1x3 modified tile like they have with the 1x4s where there's studs on the end. Because even if I get this in here, I'm gonna have to figure out how to hold this in place so it doesn't interfere with, because having a tile on top is fine, but then these guys just sit here and they can pull away really easily. So let's go back to our 1x6s and do that 1x4 modified tile. Or is it a modified plate? I can never remember with these guys. What's the distinction between a modified tile and a modified plate? So I think the other one needs to go right here. That's probably good. So let's color all this black. Then we'll nudge this over. I have to see if it fits in here. So we should just do this. Now I know it works because that's what we've got in here. That's the exact same setup we have here. So either the software doesn't know that's what I'm doing, or I've got the wrong. Is there a bar? Are there two different bars with plates? Five millimeters and 4 millimeters. All right, well that's fair. It's probably because I've got this one instead. So, yep, let's do 6 millimeters instead. In black. Now see if that works. Still not quite what I want. Looks like it should work. Maybe I'm too close this way. There we go. Okay, so This is the docking now for this guy. I'm going to, ooh, this is gonna be tight. So I'm gonna try something to keep these in here, but it's not gonna help the tiles really. So like over here, these tiles aren't really held on either. So that's probably fine. I think that's fine. But can also do, this is just maybe because I always like getting extras of these. Put 2 of these in here in blue. That's slick. That looks great. I'm super happy with this. All right. So now replace this with this. Hide. Nope. Group this. Okay. And I'm gonna try to put this back on here. Make sure it fits. It's gonna be weird. Okay. Oh, they go inside there. Okay. Maybe I messed that up. No, there's still holes in there for it. So I'm going to try the connect bit. We'll do connect that guy with that guy. And shouldn't be any conflicts. Oh, there is right there. Dang it. Oh, okay. Well, that's unfortunate. So they're going to have to go in as far as they can, but then they'll bump into this. But I think that's okay. It also means I can put this tile back on the top. And it shouldn't get too much in the way. Oh, it 100% get in the way. How far does it need to go to get out of the way? God dang it. Wow, that causes that much problem, huh? Can't really see what's going on in here. I feel like this, if I got rid of that, it's still going to be a problem. Yeah, that's still in the way. Like it'll probably go to here. But I feel like it still clips. And that's not nearly enough to hold that on. So then we have to change this to be here and here. And that should work just fine. In fact, now we can put this tile back on the top and everybody should be happy. Right? Yep. Knows exactly where to stop. Perfect. Might just be a hair too close. And I can't really tell from these angles. But that looks good. Groovy. Oh, that was fun. And it doesn't impact like the aerodynamics of it. Probably makes it a little heavy in the back. These guys may get a little splash of ionized radiation coming off the engines, but you know what? They're criminals. So now we replace this with this. And we should be golden. Stay golden, pony boy. Gonna do that to that. Brilliant. Save. And I will make sure to post this on Discord later. That looks killer. I am so excited for this one. So excited. All right. I just love the color scheme, and it's one of my favorite Star Wars ships anyway, so super happy about this. Groovy. Now, back to this guy. So we're done with this, we're done with that. We're still working on this. So next thing is all black pieces, all white pieces. And I'm going to turn off the filter and we'll go through them one by one, and whatever can't be made that color we'll get rid of, or the like. So that is black, that is white, I'm going to be on for another 40 minutes, Mayo, so that's what I've got booked, and then after that I'm sorting, probably watching other people's streams today. So that's, yeah. All right, so all this, all the gray we're going to replace with black. All the dark gray we'll replace with white. Break up these guys. All the black with that, with white. And a lot of this is going to go away anyway in favor of like trans neon green anyway. So I really would have thought that these all were one group thing. I guess not. And we also have to make sure that we got the right ratio. There's always there's too much black, there's too much white feel to all this too. We'll have to look at like the theme in general, make sure that it looks like it matches the theme itself. I don't think there's any dark gray in here, but we'll get that taken care of. Anybody else? This little section down here. Nope. Black. And this is white. I think there's some internal stuff, but I'm not terribly worried about it right now. What is this? That was white. Okay. Looked like gray for a second. So these two parts That's going to be neon green. That's going to be neon green. I'm going to get rid of all neon trans yellow. So this will also be that color, but I'm going to replace them. I don't think these have any red, so it's all, like sometimes like the Blacktron will be like trans yellow, but also trans red on some parts. This is like 100% trans yellow, like to, I think to a ship. I don't think any of them have any other color in them other than those, that transparent neon green. So it doesn't look like it. You can see like in Blacktron they had yellows and trans reds, but in Blacktron 2 it's just trans. Somebody put a trans red in here. Interesting. Are you leaving?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for hanging out.
Sorry.
Yeah, Beth apologizes for her taking up my time. All good. We're redundancying this, but I think it looks okay. So now, this is all savable. Oh wait, we didn't get the cockpit. Thought I got the cockpit. So, all grays are black. And all dark grays are white. I think that's a good split. All light grays are black. All dark grays are white. Okay. So this all looks great. There's like blue pins and stuff in here that might need to be replaced. I don't mind keeping internal stuff if it's cheaper to do it that way. Technic pins and stuff, I'm not going to worry too much about. What is this? What color is that? Dark tan. Oh, that's a good question. Let's do black. I think there's some more dark tan in here somewhere. So we'll fix that. The tan inside here. Brick modified. What is... with stud on one side. What? Oh, I hate when it does this. Like you move something, you know, no, put it back. You hit Control Z and it doesn't register what the last thing you did was, so that's always fun. These I think we'll do white. What other colors do we have in here? Color validator. We got a couple things in here that don't work. Okay, I'm not going to replace these with new colors. These are going away. So those things are going away. We're going to replace them with something else. So remember that. Technic axle is black. Where? Oh, those can be dark gray. That's fine. Technic axle being that. Yeah, that's fine. Change it to light bluish gray. Apply. Technic pin. What was a Technic pin? I didn't even see it. Some down here maybe? Light gray is fine. Okay. So, color validator, everything works. We're all good. Oh, here's another dark tan. So we'll make that one white. Okay. It's even more shocking now that it's black and white, the discrepancy between both sides of these. So in terms of how this looks compared to this guy, this looks a little bigger. Some gray in there too. Come on, man. Dark gray is white. Means I gotta do it for all these guys, right? Nope. Alright. Okay. I thought I changed these to black. And that is also tan. Dark tan, we'll change that to black. This is tan. Change that to white. What other tan do I have in here? Just change it all to white. That red brick in there is going to be a problem. Cheapest is yellow. Why don't we just do white? Really, like that kind of one, it depends on kind of what I have available. I don't remember what their seats were like. There weren't many seats in here, but I doubt it's going to be brown. So we're going to change this to white as well. I think it just looks better inside that cockpit. And there we go. So we're going to save this for now. And now begins the part where we kind of change things up a little bit so it makes it look more like a Blacktron and less like just a straight up color change. So a lot of that comes in the form of these blasters. Like these are okay. This looks like these need to be this color. So that should get rid of our trans red. Is there another trans red in here somewhere? What are these guys? Dark tan, black. There's another trans red somewhere? Plate, round, submodel group. Shouldn't be in there. I don't see it. Just posted a bunch of stuff on Discord. Cool, cool, cool. Subgroups. Okay. Oh. What in here is trans red? Oh, this kind of internal stuff doesn't matter to me. Ah, there we go. Just because we had extra. So that that should take care of it. Cool. I like to see colors drop off at the end there. Tan. What is that? What is this piece? Technic brick with 1/2. Okay, so both of these are just going to be. What did I do? This front one, I think white. These are going to be black. Doesn't matter. And this will be white. I want to see colors drop off. But if everything is in this, like, it's inside here somewhere, like, I don't know what else is tan. Like, it'll just kind of have to come out in the wash because I can't really see unless I were to do, like, hide most of this and just see what's in here. If it's not visible really from the outside, I kind of don't care because you can use any color really. But if we're just looking around, like some of those Technic bits in the back, I don't really care about. All right, so these guys get replaced. This whole engine block is going to get replaced. So that's step one. I say that's step one like I just didn't do. I'm keeping these. I'm getting rid of these. And we're going to do the round brick. I think they're still called round brick, and they are these big white thrusters. So we're going to put those on there. Except it looks like they bump into each other. So we're going to have to rotate them, which means we're going to have to change. Can we rotate that? Or is there a, yeah, we can totally rotate that. So hinge, rotate. Let's just put everything back together. And then rotate this. And rotate this, and that, and then that. This guy on like this. And they should be fine like that. Okay, and then these guys can all be neon green. They come in that color, right? Oh yeah, I'll have to rotate them. Cool, I like that. Save that. All right, next we're gonna fill in this gap here left by the spring-loaded laser shooters. So what I want to do is look at an actual B-Wing and see what else goes in those areas. Totally just lost the voice. I will look at Discord, by the way. Mayo, once I'm done here. I don't like turning on Discord with OBS because they'll fight for resources and it'll take a camera away or it'll take the sound away or something. So by all accounts, see, like, everything's a little different. Like, this is a single blaster. This looks like it's got additional little pipes on it. There's little extra bits here. So, so what I think I want to do, where do they appear? On the inside, which is kind of good. I think kind of want to get rid of these extra, like this and this and this and that. Keep that. And we'll do a Technic brick. Actually, no, let's just do a snot brick in here. And keep that black, and then we'll do a 4L bar in trans neon green. And we'll do a black brick back here. Curve slope. Ooh, I got an idea. Because that's kind of cool. Is there like a 2 wide version of that? Yeah. All right, so we're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna do a clip, 1 by 1 clip. And then this is gonna be a, they're calling these double stacks, but I don't know what else to call them. Is it a modified brick? Or is it a plate? 1 by 1 plate. Okay, so now 1 by 1 brick. Oh, that works. Because this is only too high. I'm not making myself clear here. And then what happened to the 1 by 1 by 2/3? There. Thank you. Brilliant. It's coming black. He's coming black. Nice. Okay, I like that. So Blacktron 2 also has very iconic logos. So I'm going to see what it should show up if I just say Blacktron in here. If there's a Blacktron 2 logo on anything other than, because sometimes it looks like you can only get it on this one big thing and torso. Like I don't see it on anything else, which is kind of sad. Let's look at Bricklink just to be safe. Because I'm sure it would show up in Studio if there were some, but Blacktron 2 part. Yeah, that's upsetting. That I was kind of hoping that we could put a big old B sticker on something in here. So now what we want to do, Blacktron sticker. Blacktron 2 sticker. So here's kind of what I was looking for. Custom sticker, Blacktron collection sheet. So this would be great because these are all for torsos and the regular Blacktron things, but I wouldn't mind getting this giant bee on these plates right here. So we're going to break out Parts Designer here, and we'll figure this out before next year when this all has to be done. So this part is a modified 4x4 tile, so I have to remember that. Next step is to get the Blacktron 2 logo. This was, if we were going to do a Ben lug, we had joked about doing a Ben lug, this would have been the logo that we would have used for it. It's not a very good quality. That's a great shirt. That just reminded me, I had a friend who was supposed to do the do a hockey jersey for me, and I never really heard back from them. So here's the thing, that looks like a very light green, but every time I see it on something else, it's like a darker green. So I don't know which one it is. This one matches whatever the tile it's on, but it doesn't look as dark as that. So you can find a good, doesn't really look like anything else other than what we just had up there. So we'll go with this one. This is Blacktron II decal from this store. I don't necessarily want to use their image without them knowing about it. And this one just isn't really good quality. Well, maybe I can use it. Just doesn't seem that good a quality. This seems better quality, but it's so small. Image, open image in background tab. Well, we might be able to do it with this, so let's try it. So save image as, this is a, it's gonna let me save it. It's going to give me the web app thing. So we're just going to try this. Sometimes you can cheat a little bit with the web app extension or web extension image and change it to like PNG, and it shouldn't, like, you should still be able to open it, right? So we'll see if that holds. So Part Designer is another piece of software, and I know we only got about 10 minutes left, but I'll try to really quick show you this. I'm going to create new, start from scratch. So this is an additional piece of software from Bricklink. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save this and close it. I gotta remember this part. 6179 tile 4x4 modified. Because Part Designer will import a custom part, but you have to open and close Studio for it. So we're going to do we import Studio part by shape, plate, it's a tile modified 4x4. So this guy. So now we put him in here and we can do import no, where is it? Import image. We should be able to import an image. Insert image. There we go. Some of it is not the best written. Blacktron logo. Okay, that, yeah, it screwed it up because I renamed it. So let's try naming it back to web app. I don't know if it'll find it that way. No, it has to be a JPEG. Okay. Or a PNG. So my music is kicking off. Must be time to stop. I'm gonna get rid of that. We're gonna go back. All right, I hate to do this to this person, but Yeah, download canceled. I get it. Can I do file type? PNG. I just did this. Nothing infuriates me more than clicking on something. I've seen this so much lately too. On websites, on my phone, where you click on it and it doesn't do anything. I'm driving around and I've got my phone on my little holder and I listen to a lot of audiobooks. And I try to time it to where I get to like an obvious break in the story or the end of a chapter or something, and I want to hit pause or stop because I'm getting out of the car or because I don't want to listen to it anymore in my headphones or whatever. And so invariably I'll hit pause and it doesn't register that I've tapped it. And then I'm like, okay, well now I'm into the next chapter, and now when I go back to listen to it, it's going to pick up in the middle of a sentence and my brain's going to go, I don't know what's going on, but if you start with chapter 27, you're like, okay, new thought, here we go. And so, but I'm hitting it like 4 or 5 times and like literally like going, and nothing happens. Same with like Studio or a web page or something where you click on it and you can see it highlight so you're over it, and you click on it and it just goes, I don't know what you want me to do. It's like, register the click that I just did on you as a link. I'm kind of a, hey, is this somebody being nice and posting a, I also gave them what? What if I just want the save image as? Oh, brilliant. Okay. Cool. That's exactly what I needed. Hopefully we can do this now. So if I do insert image, there, perfect. All right, so it's not clipped all the way around, but I can make it. I think if I hold Shift, is it Alt? What the heck? One of these should restrict the dimensions, but it doesn't seem to want to do that. Absolute position. Oh my dear giddy aunt. Get rid of you. Because I've reshaped it and I don't want to reshape it. So this is position. I wish there was a size. Oh, size at the bottom. Okay. So let's make this, I want to make it square as much as possible. So 3 by 3. That's going to have to be good. And it's going to be on a white background. So once you've placed the image on there, if you hit enter, or I guess check mark, it should affix it to it. And because it was a PNG, it'll take away the background, right? So this is great. This is exactly what I want. Probably wanted it a little smaller so it doesn't come right up to the edge, but this is just for a render, so it doesn't matter. So now you can export this as a part, export to Studio, and you just call it part name Blacktron II tile. Actually, I want to do it the other way around because I still want to be able to find it this way. So we say with Blacktron II logo. And we hit export. What? Export to studio with Blacktron II logo. Export. Successfully. Okay. So now we close this. I don't want to save it because I'm not coming. It's like saving a project. So now we reopen Studio, and now it'll read the DAT file that has the part design in it. We'll open this, and then in custom parts, it should have that listed because it read it as a new custom part. I should have more parts listed in here. I thought I did. I thought I had like a Vlasic pickle thing or that truck that I worked on for that septic company. I thought I had more custom parts in here, but I also updated the software. I may have deleted some things, so whatever. So now we can replace this with this and look really rad doing it. And then there's one down here. I never understood what that giant blue circle was on the B-Wings anyway. So I like that we can replace it with this. Yeah, Blacktron 2 is... I loved Blacktron 2. I love the little jetpacks that they had with like... They looked like little laser guns on the front. It was a lot of fun. So this is a good stopping point. I think the next thing we'll figure out is these lower laser cannon pods. Make sure all these parts work. I think for the most part, I'm happy with this. I want to replace some of this stuff up here, and then we got to fix the cockpit. So we're in a good place. This will be a lot of fun to build. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, have a good rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I don't think I'm going to be back Thursday. There's TIFO rigging on Thursday, so I will be unavailable. So it may be Sunday of next week before I'm back. So maybe another week, unless I do something later this week with my kid. Again, he might like to do that. That'll be over on Twitch. If you like watching stuff on Twitch, head over to my Twitch channel there. Ben's Brick Designs there too. Same name, all over the place. But yeah, so you guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.